Every morning, Aaron began his day the same way: coffee, chaos, and complaints. His mind was always racing ahead, chasing problems that didn't even exist yet. A storm of worries brewing before the sun had even fully risen. He'd sit at his kitchen table, the morning light trying to offer some peace. But his phone screen held him captive. Unopened bills, urgent work messages, looming deadlines, they were a digital flood drowning out the quiet start to his day. As he scrolled, sipping his tea, a small, everyday accident happened. His wife, moving around the kitchen, accidentally bumped the table. The hot tea splashed across his clean white shirt. A jolt of anger shot through him, hot and immediate. "Can't you be careful for once?" he snapped, his voice sharp. "This is my only clean shirt." The words hung in the air, heavy and hurtful. His wife, stunned into silence, simply looked at him, her expression a mix of surprise and pain. The warmth of the morning vanished, replaced by a tense, uncomfortable quiet. But little did Aaron know this tiny spill, this seemingly insignificant moment of anger, was about to change everything. Later that day, still fuming from the morning's mishap, Aaron's bad luck continued. He rushed to the bus stop, only to see his bus pulling away without him, furious. His frustration boiling over, he kicked at the pavement. Defeated, he decided to get a cup of tea from a small, unassuming roadside stall he'd never noticed before. Behind the counter stood an old man, his face etched with kind wrinkles and a warm, genuine smile that seemed out of place in Aaron's chaotic world. "Tea, sir?" the old man asked, his voice calm and steady. "Sure, but make it quick," Aaron grumbled, still stewing in his impatience. The old man nodded and began to prepare the tea, but his movements were slow, deliberate, almost meditative. He poured the water with care, added the tea leaves with precision, and stirred with a gentle, unhurried rhythm. Watching him, Aaron's irritation grew with every passing second. "You're so slow." He finally burst out. "I'm already late." The old man just smiled, his eyes twinkling. "Then this tea," he said softly, "is exactly what you need." He gestured to the cup he was now handing over. "When you stir the tea too fast," he explained, "it spills over the sides. But when you wait, when you give it time, the flavor blooms." Aaron frowned, confused. But those simple words, spoken with such quiet certainty, hit him harder than any lecture ever could. He took the cup, the warmth spreading through his hand, and stared into the amber liquid, the old man's wisdom echoing in his mind. Back at the office, the universe seemed determined to test him. The day spiraled from bad to worse. A major deal he'd been working on for weeks suddenly collapsed. His boss, furious about the lost contract, shouted at him in front of the entire team. To top it all off, his computer crashed right when he needed it most. The old Aaron would have exploded. His mind screamed at him, shout back, defend yourself, complain. But this time, something stopped him. He closed his eyes for a moment and took a deep breath. The old man's words floated back to him. "When you wait, the flavor blooms." Instead of reacting with anger, he chose to pause. He let his boss's harsh words wash over him without retaliating. He calmly addressed the computer issue, working through it step by step. He focused on a solution, not the problem. By the end of the day, not only had he salvaged the situation, but the same boss who had yelled at him earlier came to his desk and thanked him for his calm handling of the crisis, which had ultimately saved the project. For the first time, Aaron truly saw it. Peace wasn't found in reacting to the chaos around him. It was found in the quiet space of the pause. That evening, Aaron didn't rush home. He walked slowly, thoughtfully. He even stopped to buy a small bouquet of flowers. When he walked through the door, his wife looked up, surprised. He smiled at her, a real, gentle smile. "I'm sorry about this morning," he said, holding out the flowers. Her face softened and she smiled back, the tension from the morning finally melting away. Later, as he sat sipping his evening tea calmly, slowly he looked at the cup in his hands and whispered to himself, "Old man, you were right." Just then, a soft, ethereal voice seemed to echo in the room. "Not everyone learns from spilled tea. You did." Startled, Aaron looked up and out the window towards the spot where the tea stall had been. But it was gone. The stall, the old man, the gentle steam rising from his kettle, all of it had vanished. In its place, under the old tree, was just a single empty chair. The next day, puzzled, he asked his neighbor, the old man who sells tea across the street, "Do you know him?" The neighbor looked at him strangely. "That shop?" He replied, "It's been closed for 10 years. Aaron stood there, stunned. He looked down at the cup of tea in his hand, and a faint smile touched his lips. Maybe, he thought, some lessons don't come from the world we see, but from souls who guide us when we need it most. Our mind is like a cup of tea. The more we stir it with worry, anger, and impatience, the more it spills, creating chaos in our lives. But when we learn to pause, to breathe, and to let our thoughts settle, patience brews a deep and lasting peace. The world around us will always present challenges. Things will go wrong. People will be difficult, and our plans will fail. We cannot control what happens outside of us, but we hold the ultimate power over what happens inside. So the next time your temper begins to rise, the next time your thoughts start to race and your heart begins to pound, just stop. Remember the tea. Take a deep breath. In that small moment of stillness, you reclaim your power. You choose your response. Because when you master your mind, you truly master your life. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey today. If this story resonated with you, please hit that like button and subscribe for more tales that touch the heart. Until next time, pause, breathe, and choose peace.